pretty sure we are live. Just have a quick check. We are live. It is another thing if the stream is working. So if anyone's in the Twitch chat, please just drop a message, let me know if the mic's working alright, if it's good enough for you. It's working, I'm just quiet. Right, is that any better? Just let me know. Brilliant, alright. So, I think this is everyone. So we'll get a quick... We have got quite the turnout today. So, let's just see if this is everyone. Very good turnout today, actually. Very good. So, while we've got everyone here, we have a few reserve drivers racing for us. So, a very quick look at those. It's actually the two Williams at the minute. It is Jay Parsons and Razex. That's what I'm going to say for the rest of the race. It is Razex. That's what I'll guess his name is going to be. Okay, so quick run down the teams. We have both Alpha Tauris, both Ferraris. Not too sure on Mercedes. I think we are missing Lucas, so there is only going to be one Mercedes. That is true. McLaren. We only have JJ, no Spag Bob this week, it seems. Yep, unfortunately no Spag Bob this week. Red Bull, they've had quite the change up. Unfortunately, Baraton has left the league due to personal circumstances, so he will no longer be racing, unfortunately. Which is very upsetting, actually. We did love Baraton. He was brilliant. Alright, so we'll have finish off our run through of the teams once we are in. For both Aston Martins, both Hasses, I believe one Alpine, both Alfa Romeos, and I believe, oh sorry, no, both Alpines. I believe that finishes off the grid. So, current championship. After last week, with the penalties and everything, it got a bit hectic. So, for I'm pretty sure the first time, Tunatastic is leading the championship by 6 points. Sorry, 7 points. So, good job to him. Fantastic leading Callum by 7 points, with Lockheed behind him with 76 points, so quite the way off, if I'm honest. And then Constructors, I believe, is also quite the lead for Haas. Haas, the first time they have led the Constructors, they are leading by 8 points. They are leading AlphaTauri in the Constructors' Championship. As we get underway for Q1, cars dashing themselves out of the pits. As you'll know, Spain, it's not the best track to watch. Definitely for a real life race, but let's see if MRA can just add a little bit of a switch up. Ooh, Alpine and McLaren coming very close there. So, Private Comet, he is new. He's the new Alpine driver for this. I believe he is brand new, actually. He's the new Alpine driver for the league, and obviously, as I mentioned, both Williams are being taken up by reserve drivers. So thank you to those two, Jay Parsons and Ray's X, for filling in. Hopefully they can bring in a good performance for the drivers they are replacing, as we are going to see. I'm not even sorting out my settings yet. What am I doing? Okay, so it is, I believe, it's not Jay Parsons, it is Taylor on the first flying lap, obviously setting the purple sector 1, but let's just get an onboard of Taylor through his first lap of Spain. From the Discord I heard this guy was setting some blistering lap times, so only expecting the best from Taylor. Only been in the league for a few races. He joined for his debut at Azerbaijan, which was, I believe, 3 races ago. So he's adapted very well into this league. Oh, and some interesting news. It looks like we are going to have a wet race. Oh, it looks like we're going to have a possible wet to dry race, which would be very nice, as Taylor sets the benchmark with a 117.47. And awesome dude, he's already out. What has happened there? Oh, he's oversteered coming out of that corner, and he's gone straight into the barrier. I know that, because I've done that plenty of times. Unfortunate for Awesome Dude. Definitely a dedicated driver in Awesome Dude. Definitely very dedicated to finish every race, even if the results aren't what he expects, or what most people would expect from a regular finishing driver. Okay, so we're obviously going to see yellow flags. That is just for drivers slowing down. Just for drivers slowing down. Sorry. Just for drivers slowing down to let drivers that are faster to go by. Let's see if anyone's going to fly in that. What's gone on there with Jacob? Gone right round that runoff, and certainly invalidated that lap. Tuner, championship leader, and there's a stranded tyre in the middle of the track there. I believe that is Bicyc on a flying lap, so let's get a view of that. I believe it's a flying lap. Never mind, it's an outlap, it literally says it. I'm an idiot. Okay, I think Callum is on a flying lap, and towards the end of his flying lap, actually. Not waiting to be held up by Josh here. Josh letting him by. Jacob's retired. I think in the pits, Jacob has set his time and he's gone back to bed, clearly. Okay, Callum setting his first lap time a 1:17.153. Some good, some quite decent benchmarks. We're not quite hitting into the 1:16s. Definitely will be seen and will be very possible as we head into Q2 and for definite Q3. I believe. Ooh, Will getting very bumpy over those curbs. Would do the underside of that Ferrari any good? If it was real life, it is just a game. Okay, McLaren of JJ starting his lap now. We will just stay on board with Will while he finishes his first lap. So, Q1, automatic. Oh! He has spun. Will he hit the wall? He will, but he has definitely kept the car intact. That is very unfortunate for Will. He will have to go again. Said Will too many times there, that's confusing. Unfortunate for Will, letting the drivers by what he's supposed to do. Let's see if this is Bicyc on his flying lap. He has invalidated. That will not be good for him. They will have to get a time on the boards by the end of the session. Okay, so Q1. This will result in two drivers being two drivers being eliminated. So if it was to end at the minute, it would be Awesome Dude. Sorry, I'm a bit confused at the minute because these two haven't set a time. So whoever the bottom two are, they'll be gone. Awesome Dude will automatically be out if these two set a time, meaning that one of the drivers yet to set a time will be eliminated. As Private Comet sets his lap time with the 1:18.221. Both Hasses now are also out on the track. As I say that, I think E-Drip just pitted, but Tuna, I believe, is going for his next lap. We will just stay with Bicyc as he goes to set his lap time. Kept it within the lanes of the track and he has got his lap time sorted. He is out of danger. So at the minute, Will and Jajish are at risk of elimination. If they set decent lap times, then it could mean that Grace is demoted into the bottom two, meaning she last minute pull off the track there to let Taylor by. I believe it, he's not even. Is this Jay Parsons? He's on his outlap, getting some heat into the tyres. Let's see who's going around. Nice and quickly, it's JJ setting his lap time with a 1:19. So, not Will, the only driver not to set a lap time as of yet. Callum retires from the session, securing his lap time. He must be quite safe up there, I'm assuming. Will keeping it on the track there, but he invalidates. That is unfortunate. Driving over a rogue tyre in the middle of the track. Get the marshals out there, get that tidied up. What are you playing at? So JJ's gonna have. Oh, sorry, not JJ's. I've been spectating the wrong person here. It's not Will I should be spectating. The man that is in danger of elimination. Is that going to invalidate? It's not. He just has to keep it clean, setting a time faster than JJ. All he has to do. There was a slight locking up of the rear tyres into that corner. Oh, and he's had a lot of oversteer there. He has had it better off than Awesome Dude, however, as he has kept his wheels on the car. That is massively unfortunate for Will. He's going to have to go again. I cannot see him having any front wing after that. That was quite the impact. I'm very surprised that his wheels are still on the car, in fact. Very unfortunate for him. Let's have a look. Taylor setting the new benchmark for the session at 116.883, finally barging into the 116s by 2/10 almost. I'm assuming now it's just going to be practice for Taylor to ensure he's setting the lap times required for Q3. So as of now, Awesome Dude and not Will are in danger of elimination. Awesome Dude will be eliminated after a crash into the barrier. An unfortunate snap of oversteer just pulled him straight into the wall, broke his suspension, which Will is very lucky to have avoided. Oh, and that's a Williams. That is a Williams. Let's see who that was. That was Jay Parsons. Jay Parsons doing the exact same as Awesome Dude and not Will. He's also kept his car intact, apart from that front wing. Just snaps of oversteer, pulling the drivers around the corner. Oh, and there's a spin from Grace. Hopefully that won't be holding up that Haas driver. It's Tuna. I'm not sure he was on a flying lap anyway, which might be safe for him. Let's have a view with Tuna, see if he was on a flying lap. Oh, he definitely was not. He must not have liked that board, as he also takes the runoff. Okay, Will on his outlap now. If he can set a better time than JJ's, JJ's will end up in the elimination zone. There's a Lockheed tyre secured his lap time. And Tuna pits, and so does not Taylor. Sorry, Taylor. Will is confusing me now. Right, Will bringing it through the chicane section, which is, I'm pretty sure, the most hated section of any Formula 1 calendar. Just ruins this whole track. Ruins the beautiful set of corners just before it. Foot down, maximum speed to cross the line. Now it's crucial to make this corner wide, make sure you have the most room to turn in while hitting the curve on the inside, because that just makes it incredibly likely to spin the car. You also don't want to oversteer it over the white line. 4 tyres over that line is likely for an invalidation. Jajish retires from the session Although if not Will sets a better lap time, JJish will be eliminated. What have you done that for, mate? You could be screwed here. Oh, never mind, as Will just loses it just before Sector 2. That is very unfortunate for him. Oh dear. And that is looking like the end of our Q1, as now we have our bottom two that have been eliminated. Awesome Dude and Not Will both crashing out. JJish, you were right and you were safe on this session. So Grace, you're just going to want to bring it back to the pit sim attire, because that is already the end of... Oh, that'll do. That is already the end of Q1. So if Egypt and Bicyc, you could just retire if you're listening. And we will get ourselves onto Q2. Come on, Bicyc, mate. Come on, Bicyc, stop playing with yourself and hurry up and retire. Bet he's gone for a piss and now he's come back and realised that he's either everyone spun out around him or look at stream chat. So there's a comment on the Twitch chat saying he was watching a YouTube video at the start of quali to make a wet quali setup. His dry quali is now compromised in favour of the race. Ah, very smart for EU. So EU has gone for the race. He's going for the race pace. He's using the wet setup for the car. As we have confirmation of our bottom two here. Let's just confirm it there. It is Not Will and Awesome Dude in the bottom two. Therefore, they are eliminated. No idea what flag that is for Jay Parsons on his profile there. Not gonna lie, I'm not too sure who JW Motorsports is. I believe it's Grace. I think it is Grace. Okay, Q2. Let's see who's going to be eager to get themselves onto track first. Mercedes crew getting ready there. I can see movement inside the Red Bull Garage 2. Who's going to come out in front of the queue? It looks like it's a Ferrari. Oh, there's quite a queue coming out of the pits there. Jacob has absolutely flew right past that queue, and he is now miles ahead of the other cars. There is currently a car sandwich between both of the Hasses, which looks like we have got some crazy traffic. All the cars on track now. Could we see some it's like racing on a Saturday? It's some of these cars are going to have to make the gaps between them a lot bigger. Just hope that... Oh, both AlphaTauris right behind each other. Jacob, though, has definitely got the best of this. He will not be held up by anyone choosing the best idea of getting out the pits as soon as possible. I believe that Alex is also at the back of the pack. It's not. It is Josh. Josh is at the back of the pack, which... Oh, no, never mind, there's a Mercedes at the back now. Oh, there's a yellow flag. I hope that's not contact. As Jacob starts his Q2 lap. Okay, some good space in between the cars coming up now, but that is a Williams right up behind one of the Hasses. Let's have a quick look through here. So, the Haas of E-Drip has got the, I believe, yep, that's the Alpine of Private Comet right behind him. So, could this interfere with E-Drip's lap? Will it interfere with Private Comet's lap? Not too sure. But going into the DRS zone, Private Comet will have that slight advantage, being right behind the EU. So far, I think everyone has kept their cars intact around that outlap. As Jacob sets our benchmark, not the quickest benchmark for Q2 laps, but it's there. It's an 18.666, and Tunatastic goes more than a second faster than that. The 17.480. Who is next across the line? It's one of the AlphaTauris. Which one is it? It's Lockheed, missing out on getting that first place by a good few tenths. Callum not improving. Lockheed's time. Ooh. Not a great time from Jajish there. He's definitely going to have to go again with that one. Just so you know. Q. See if anybody is fancying 2 laps in a row. Alex definitely is. Let's have a look of Alex's lap around Spain in Q2. So Q2 consists of 5 bottom drivers will be eliminated. If you get into Q3, the tyres you use in Q2 will be used for the race, but that seems to be different for this race, as it looks like we'll be having a wet race, so that will not apply, because we don't want to be pulling a Lando Norris on the last 5 laps of Sochi around the first few laps of this race. Just got to get off my mind too. What was Sebastian Vettel thinking on going on to, I believe it was the mediums? Everyone else went to the intermediates, and he was just slipping and sliding about on the mediums. What are you doing there, Sebastian? What are you doing there? Smartest of moves. Alright, let's go back to the league racing. Taylor setting a new benchmark with a 117.125. Very nice lap, but still definitely waiting or braking to the 116s. So we get several drivers pitting. Bicep, the next one's to pit, the next driver to come round. Looks like it's E-Drip. He is heading into the pits. Next up is Callum, definitely will be heading into the pits. So as of now, both Williams are yet to set a lap time. Let's see if Razex is on his flyer. He is. Let's see what he takes. It's a 118.116. Quite a nice lap. Not too sure where the cutoff will be, because I'm not that smart. I believe it'll be around. It definitely will be the 18 point sorry, low end 17s possibly for some drivers, but it could also work out to be what we have just now. So ranging between the 118s, the high end and the low end 118s. So drivers will be pushing now to secure themselves into that 117 mark. I'm assuming if you can score a 117, you're going to be safe from elimination. Oh, Razek's on his in lap, dipping a tyre into the gravel. Jay Parsons on his flying lap. I believe he is, yeah, he is the Williams driver going to set his first lap time of the day, in Q2 even. Alex also gets to set a lap time, quite surprising. And Alex is out of the pits. He's going to go around the track, get them tyres warmed up and try and push himself out of that elimination zone. So as of now, Bicyc, Jacob, JJish, Grace, Jay Parsons and Alex would be eliminated. Never mind, Jacob has just set a blistering lap time, pushed himself up to second place. So that has pushed Bicyc, sorry, no, never mind, I got confused again. Bicyc, Jay Parsons, JJish, Grace and Alex currently in the elimination zone. Let's have a look at Alex as he prepares to go on his flying lap. Get some last heat into the tyres, making the distance between the car ahead of him, which I believe is Glizzy. It is Glizzy. Bring enough speed around the last corner, get enough speed going across the line. See what Alex can set as his first lap time. I'm an idiot, I have not got my... There we go. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. There we go. Right. Tuna secures his lap time. He's definitely going to be safe with that lap time, I can assume. So now we're looking at high-end, sorry, the bottom end of the 18-second mark to be eliminated. So Alex looking to score a time. He's looking to score quite a good time, in my opinion. Alex is a phenomenal driver. Oh, when he invalidated, where did that happen? Alex is going to have to go again. He's going to go straight back out for another lap. Sounds like he selected the wrong gear there. Making the corner as wide as possible. Try and avoid that inside curve. It's very likely to make you spin on full throttle, which you pretty much are for this corner. Very smooth out of the way. Very sportsmanship there from the Mercedes driver. Okay. Alex's teammate also on a flying lap, I believe. Alex, the main man right now, needs to get a lap time on the boards, secure possibly secure a place in Q3. So far looking quite tasty. Setting a fastest sector 2, it's looking pretty much certain that Alex has that place in Q3. Let's see what time he can set though. Pulling around the car, around the final corner, going to go across the line. Alex sets a 1:17.408. That has taken Alex way out of the danger zone, pulling his teammate into it. So Josh in the danger zone. Let's see if he can pull himself out of it. And the final corner, what time is he going to take there? And he can't improve. He's actually up by down by 2 seconds on that lap. That's Jay Parsons, I believe, on a flying lap. Most cars now out of the pits. Callum setting a fastest lap time, pushing into the 1:16s. Beautiful lap there from Callum. Let's get a look of Glizzy. I believe he's on his way into the pits. That's where he's going. And Alex, after his performance of 2 flying laps on the tyres, he's going into the pits, and his teammate Josh fails to secure that lap. Will he just... must be going round for another go at that. He must be. So we head into the final stages now. JJ still yet to leave the pits. I believe that is JJ that is going to be out of Q2. No chances of taking pole position today for JJ. Jay Parsons, let's have a look at what he can pull off now, coming around the final corner. What's he going to be able to set? Dealt by 3:10s. Oh, and overall it was just a slower lap. That is Jay Parsons out. Okay, next to go across the line, that was Lockheed taking the fastest lap time off Callum. Oh, and Grace getting a little bit screwy over there with the oversteer. Nice catch though, but it's not going to help her lap time. So we are now looking at Grace. I believe Josh is also on his flying lap. And we are looking at Glizzy. Glizzy not even on the track. It must be Glizzy just done. Glizzy is done. Glizzy will be out of the session. There is no chance of him setting this lap time. Grace pulling the car around the final corner now. What time can she set? Is she going to be up on her time? No. She is down by 6/10. Grace is out of qualifying. Josh, what can he do now? Oh, and it looks like he's not even trying. That is going to be it for Josh there. Glizzy done. And I believe that is everyone. Yep, I believe that's everyone now. Unless this is Grace on another lap. I believe so. It is. So, let's see what Grace can pull off. The only driver that could deny... Oh, never mind. Commentator's curse there. Grace, the only driver that could have denied EU Drip the chances of a Q3 appearance, has just very nearly binned it. So I believe that is going to be done. Private Comet, final lap for him. Goes around the final corner, crosses the line, playing a bit of a showboat about that one. Alright, so our driver's out of Q2 with no chance of... I'm going to go for pole position. Let's just take a quick look. Jay Parsons Grace, Josh, and Glizzy. So we have at least one Williams through to Q3, which is nice to see. Alex setting a last-minute lap time after going pretty much the whole session with no lap time, pushes himself up to P5 for that session, and with no other appearance for McLaren or Mercedes, that is them over for the constructors in qualifying, and the same for Alfa Romeo. Okay, so on to the fight for pole we go. Lockheed with the fastest time of that session, and Callum's main rival, Tunatastic, down in 6th place for that session. Not the nicest of things for him. Okay, nothing. Yeah, just exceeded track limits there. Okay. Oh no, this better not have stuck on this screen. I'm really hoping that this is not stuck on this screen. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I believe that one of the drivers has just not readied up or something. Just bear with me. We'll try and get that sorted. Oh, it's something to do with Will. So it seems that Will's in the session and also not in the session. Yeah, we're saved. Okay, thank God for that. Alright. So, Q3, our fight for pole position. Quite the overcast over the circuit currently. So let's have a rundown of the drivers that we have in Q3. So both Alpine drivers making it through with a singular Williams driver. Let's get a look of the first person out of the pits. It is Lockheed. Lockheed going to have the cleanest air going around. Alex making no mistakes like last time, going out onto the track as fast as possible. Okay, so we have both Haas drivers. EU Drip just narrowly getting himself through to Q3 after finishing in 10th place on Q2. Could have easily been denied that, and that would have been his session done. Okay, so we have Jacob. I believe Will. Not sure if yeah, Will. He binned it on Q1, didn't he? Jacob, the lone Ferrari in this session, and Bicyc, the lone Red Bull for this whole Grand Prix. So the poor lad, he's all by himself. Alright, Lockheed pulling it around the last two corners now, getting himself with as much speed as possible as he goes to start his lap. First lap of Q3. Let's just take it on board to see what it takes to get the benchmark for Q3 in the fight for pole position. So I'm back, and it's nice to see all drivers still intact. So, benchmark of the session is Taylor with a 116.578. A clearly beautiful lap there from the Alpine. Let's see if the other Alpine is on his flying lap. Let's see what he can do as the Haas takes the run off. Very nice way to let the car by. Extra safe. So, and Private Comet do? Where can he put himself in the running for pole position? Around the final corner now. As much speed as possible, activates DRS. Where can he put himself? He puts himself in P4, still sticking in the 117s, the highest driver to do so. So, Bicyc, I believe, is also on the flying lap, pulling his car around the final corner. Missing DRS, I believe. Never mind. I just didn't hear the beep. So this is him on his flying lap. feathering the throttle around that corner. Not the nicest place to you want to end up after that corner, going at maximum speed as possible. Ooh, Bicyc just catching that little slide there, putting himself in the 117.4 region. So 2 drivers left now to get set time, one of them being Callum, as he comes out of the pits now. We'll watch him go round. I believe there's no time shaders after that one. I believe that is Alpine on, yep, that is Taylor. Taylor setting the fastest sector 1. Can he improve on his own lap time? I'm an idiot, I keep forgetting to put on the lap data. Very quick through there, very nicely done. Let's see how much he comes up by from sector 2. It's up by 1/10. Let's see what he can do through sector 3. Nicely bringing the car over to the other side, bringing it around the final corner now. And he does improve on his own lap time, setting a 1:16.26 for a beautiful lap from Taylor. Let's see what Callum can do now on his flying lap. Can Callum deny Taylor the pole position at the minute? Taylor sitting nicely on provisional pole, up by about 4/10. So let's see if Callum can slot himself somewhere into top 3, maybe even get himself that top position for pole. Huge rip, setting, not going to lie, quite an abysmal lap for a Q3 session. See what Callum can get as he brings the car around the final corner. Let's see what Callum can do. Callum, the 116s, but it's not quite enough to deny pole or get ahead of his rival. Is he going to go again? I believe he is going again. Tuner on his outlap. Let's see whereabouts he is. He's just passed. Callum has just passed him. So, as of now, Taylor on provisional pole with an incredible lap time. The only driver feeling comfortable enough to sit in the pits. Let's see what Callum can do this time round. Oh dear me. Callum has just... It looks like a possible snap of oversteer or selected wrong gear. That's unfortunate for Callum. He's going to have to box for that. That is terrible luck for Callum, but let's get a quick look on Lockheed. Lockheed is not pushing, so... Oh, as Parsons leaves the session, I'll have to get him back as soon as possible. Tunatastic starting his lap now, right alongside his teammate. Beautiful camera shot there, seeing how fast the cars truly are through that first corner. Alex crossing the line just. He's car in 5th. The final few seconds now. Jacob has just got the chance to start his lap, but whoever that is, yep, and that is a Williams, I believe, of Razex. He's now going into the pits. Never mind, no, he's not, going way fast for the pits. And Tuna invalidates his lap time. That is Tuna done. Tuna cannot improve on his lap time. So far, Taylor has quite spectacularly, I don't even know how to say that word, has secured pole position, but can Lockheed do anything about that? He can. He can knock Tuna off that front row. So it might not be Callum, but there is a AlphaTauri on the front row. Let's see what Bicyc can do. Can he improve? He can, bringing himself up to 6th place. He can't do anything, and the Alpine of Private Comet can't do anything either. Alex, I believe that is, on his flying lap, and he has boxed. Let's see what Jacob can do, and he is also boxed. That's EU Drip about to cross the line, and nothing can be done. That is, I believe, everyone, and that is Taylor on pole position. That is Taylor on pole position. Just after a few races in the league, Taylor has secured, I believe, his first pole position. Last weekend he had a brilliant start in Brazil. Into turn 1 it went a little bit pear-shaped for him. Let's see what he can do this week though. For Spain. Okay, so you're qualifying top 10. Q1 ends with Taylor in pole position, up by 2/10 for the end of Q3. Then below him it goes Lockheed on the front row. On the second row, championship rivals Tunatastic and Callum. On the row behind them, Alex and Bicyc in the Aston Martin and Red Bull. Jacob on the row behind them, and I missed the rest of that. I'm an idiot. I've got to say what a lap that was from Taylor, and there is the rain we were promised. It is absolutely throwing it down in Catalonia, Spain, which is quite unusual. So, previously, EU told me to put in my notes that he's going to pull an absolute worldie from, I think it's P10 on the grid. Let's see if EU can pull an absolute worldie through these first few laps. Okay, predicted pit stop strategy is going to be full wet for the entire race. It is going to be this weather for the entire race. An incredible amount of standing water there. on the track. It seems that, oh, as Josh and Grace are disqualified already, their tyres are going to be minus 200 degrees on the starting grid. That is unfortunate for them. Always a Alpha Tauri goes into the wall, and championship rivals Tuna and Callum are disqualified from the formation lap. That was Callum heading straight into the wall there, from my point of view of the camera on Taylor. That was not good for that, for their relationship in the championship rivals. So near impossible to get warm tyres on conditions like this. Okay, those tyres that are sat on the grid are going to be absolutely frozen for this race start. Giving that whole second row of the grid quite the disadvantage on this first straight. This could be quite the interesting first few laps, especially for Spain. Told you that MRA could add a little bit of a twist to Spain. Let's see if they live up to that as the cars make their final approach to their grid slots. Not Will, right at the back. Okay. That is Will taking his grid position as the light sequence is about to begin. Okay, cars begin revving their engines. 2, 3, 4 and 5 lights. Jagis, drive-through start already, and it's lights out and away we go. Jagis getting a drive-through penalty already, not the greatest start for him. Oh, and there's a Williams out into the barriers already. Taylor, a brilliant start from him. Lockheed, brilliant start from him to hold his position going down the main straight. A Haas of Tunatastic trying to barge his way through into that first corner. Who was that? It was Jay Parsons right at the back. Jagis getting a drive-through penalty for a jump start, not making the most of it clearly, only into P14. Jacob up one place, Callum takes it back. Let's have a look at that. Oh, as it goes a few cars wide, quite round that corner. Let's see if there's any good position changes around here as I do my settings, because I forgot again. Wrong button there. Oh, that's a Ferrari. That is Jacob. Jacob is out of the race. I just managed to clip a little bit of that in my eye, in the corner of my eye. Let's see if we can get a look of Jay Parsons as he goes wide. The temperature of tyres are Jay Parsons and AI. Jay Parsons is an AI. Jay Parsons will score 0 points for Williams on this occasion, unfortunately. So that is the Ferrari of Jacob out and into the wall. Unfortunate scenario for him with a virtual safety car for the rest of the drivers. I do hate that virtual safety car. Just put the real safety car out, will you? Okay. Lockheed holding his position. Tuna holding his position as well. Alex up one place, sorry. Callum down from P4 from behind Tunatastic. Callum is now going to want to make a comeback here to put himself into some good points to try and bring back that lead that he lost at Brazil to Tuna. Tuna obviously winning last time round. And Awesome Dude gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. Let's see what penalties EU and RaceX has. Very quickly. So one. Okay, EU J for 5 seconds, RaceX 5 seconds. Awesome Dude and Jaegis both have drive-through penalties. It looks like that Jaegis tried to get rid of it during the safety car. That will not work. Jay Parsons and AI, I believe, is down quite a bit now behind Jaegis, as I believe Lockheed is trying to make his way past Taylor. So let's get a good view of this. All the cars now very close to each other. Let's see if we can get any good action going through these few corners. That's the wrong way, I do not want to go that way. Callum screaming past Alex. Is he going to hold that position going into turn 1? It looks so. Alex is sandwiched between the Honda engines. And it looks like Callum has got that place back, and now he's free to open up on that gap between him and his championship rival. A 2-second gap between them. Callum setting the fastest sector 1 at the same time as the two drivers go into the pits for their drive-through penalties. Okay. Let's have a look at this battle here. EU Drip and Bicyc. The overtake on Alex sort of pushed back Bicyc into the reins of EU. Can EU make the most of the opportunity though? These cars very close together at the middle of the field. I highly doubt we'll be getting DRS because of the conditions. So it's going to be pure skill driving. Jaegis stopped on the track and he has retired. I'm not sure if that's because he just gave up, or it seems to be because he gave up. Oh, and EU spins! I'm not sure if that was just him. I was concentrating on the map at the bottom. I believe that was by himself. But with the clump of drivers he was in, that has put him down to 12th place. That is unfortunate for EU. Okay, let's have a look at Bicyc and Alex. It looks like these two are sort of struggling to make the time up on each other as the time gets more and more, as I believe Grace has just got her way past the Alpine of Private Comet, but is Private Comet going to try and go back for it going into this corner? No, it's not. It's going to try and keep behind, holding the gap behind Grace. Let's see what Comet can do here. Can he get that position back? I believe he's going to be out of the fight a second. As Glizzy makes his way past the reserve Williams driver, and Private Comet does get past Grace. It looks like Grace could have just turned in a bit too early, or possibly had a spin there, because she has gone back a few positions. But that puts her into the reins of EU Drip as them two start fighting for position. EU Drip. Oh, there's a little bit of contact there with the back of Grace's Mercedes as Private Comet leaves. Oh no. Okay, we have a yellow flag in sector 2. That looks like a Williams. It's not RaceX, it must be Jay Parsons. Jay Parsons must have rejoined, and that's a DNF, and we have a safety car. So we We have a safety car, and Bicyc gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Jay Parsons did join back and DNF'd. Okay, so no position changes currently within the top 6. There have been changes, but they have reverted back to their grid positions that they started the race in. So not much to change there. Taylor leading his first Grand Prix for MRA. Galizzi up 4 places. Very good so far from him. So Taylor is going to be the one to lead the pack around with the safety car. And he will be the one, as of now, to get the race underway, controlling the pace when the safety car decides to go in. Oh, slow down a bit there, Taylor. You don't want to fly past the safety car. Oh, and Grace is DNF. What has happened there? Let's get a quick view with Awesome Dude. Will he make it there in time? I believe he won't. She did have a little incident there before. I'm not sure whether she's just done a bit more of a serious thing than she did before. Let's see if we can have a look. EU Drips pitted just after the incident. So I can't see any debris there. It looks like possibly Grace just spun out on her own accord. Never mind, it was an incident between her and EU Drip. I wonder what happened there. Okay, so Jay Parsons, his reason for his DNF was it was impossible to heat the tyres, which resulted in his demise of going off the track, and I'm assuming breaking part of his car. So let's see. The racers still in contention here. The safety car giving a nice opportunity for the back 3 to catch up. This is not going well for EU Drip at all. Down in 12th position, out of the points, still trailing behind the safety car. Currently 30 seconds behind the safety car, right behind Awesome Dude. I'm wondering if Awesome Dude is almost stopping EU Drip from catching the safety car at this point, excuse me. And I believe the safety car will be in this lap. And not will in the pits. There'll be no switches for intermediates in these conditions. It is simply just too wet. So don't think the safety car is in this lap. As Grace calls it a day on this session. Oh, and that's Tunatastic. He's had a spin in the midst of the safety car, and he is down. He is down, down, down. That is not good for him. He's diving into the pits. Both Aston Martins dive into the pits, and so does Lockheed. What has happened there? We'll try and find out what happened there. That has put this grid into disarray. Glizzy into P3. Private Comet on, I believe, his debut for Alpine in P4. Callum is definitely on the run up for P1. And the safety car has to be in this lap, surely. So, could we see a good few position changes at the start of this next lap? Safety car in this lap. Taylor, will control the pace off the line. Let's see his what he chooses. His first time leading the Grand Prix for MRA. We do not know what he will do here. Or could he secure his first win? Obviously there is plenty of time to go. It's very early to be saying that. He's following the car in. Taylor and Callum are pitting. That is going to put Glizzy... no, everyone is pitting apart from Lockheed. Lockheed is not pitting, and he is controlling the start of this race. Alex F1 is behind him. Everyone has pitted. Apart from, I believe, 5 drivers, including Will at the very back. I am not too sure what happened there. That could have... this incident with Tuner spinning could have resulted in a very big change-up. Lockheed leading the Grand Prix now. Taylor all swapping to the intermediates. Every driver, I assume, now is on the intermediates, apart from Bicyc. Has Bicyc pitted? I believe he did in the midst of all that. He has. Everyone has pitted. Oh, and Bicyc just getting a little bit scully there, getting very close to Razex. Oh, and there's contact. There is contact there. He pushed Razex a little bit further out than he would have preferred. Let's have a look now at the front, as I believe Tunatastic is closing in on Alex. Oh, and Alex just gets a little bit squirrely out there. Tunatastic makes that look very easy for him, as Alex loses lots of time there, putting him into the reins of his own teammate. Okay, now Tunatastic is just flying to put himself in contention for the lead. So those drivers that pitted mid-safety car could have put themselves into the best possible scenario. And who's that into the pits? That's Bicyc. Bicyc has gone in the pits, he's realised his mistake, and I'm sure that will be him going on to the intermediates. I believe this is his 3rd pit stop. It will be his 3rd pit stop. Not Will on 2 stops, but he is up into 6th place. Never mind, he had a drive-through penalty. I completely forgot about that. Meanwhile, about penalties, let's have a quick look at the rest that they have. So, penalties. 3 seconds for Will and 5 seconds for Glizzy. I believe Jay just had one, a drive-through penalty, and that's obviously doesn't matter anymore. He's not in the race. And that is a Aston Martin. Who is that? That is Josh. He's spun round after being in close contention with his teammate. Let's see where Tunatastic is in comparison to Lockheed. Setting the fastest lap time, Tuna is absolutely flying out there. Taylor clearly making his comeback, making Spain one of his stronger tracks. Okay, so there are some battles going on further down the field, but all around the same distance as this one. But as this one results in whoever leads the race, I think we'll keep an eye on this battle here between Tunatastic and Lockheed. Going into the third sector, this corner very slippery, wanting to keep it as tight as possible. Tunatastic now neck and neck with Lockheed. Can they keep it clean through the corner? They do. Lockheed going to have the inside corner for this corner, and Tuna for that one, pushing Lockheed off the track there. Tunatastic getting a little bit too close. I think he gave the position back, and Lockheed back in the lead. A spot of weaving from Lockheed there, I'm not too sure. And Lockheed flies off into the distance after Tunatastic pushes him off the track, and Tuna gave back the position. Okay, let's see what's going on a little bit further down the field. That is a beautiful camera angle there. Let's have a look what is going on down here. Not Will looking quite close to Callum. Callum, a very sought after driver currently in the league. His bicycle gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Callum, a very quick driver, obviously second in the league, in contention for the championship at the minute. And there's also a 3-way battle for 8th place at the minute. We still have 13 drivers in contention here, and only obviously 10 places for points. As Not Will gets a time penalty for track limits. This was the same last week. Brazil, very harsh on track limits. Pretty much every driver, apart from Tunatastic, which resulted in the win, got time penalties for track limits, resulting also in Baraton's disqualification last week. Was disqualification, time penalties from track limits. They need to keep it within the confines of the track this week. It was quite abysmal last week, I must say. So this battle seems to be fizzling out. Let's see if there's anything else going on track. Tunatastic is in the lead. When did I miss that? Oh, I missed I must have missed something there. As Alex tries to bring himself into contention for the lead as well, 2 seconds behind Lockheed. Can Lockheed just get the speed out and see what he can do now? Isaac running dead last, and Will, what has happened to Will? Something clearly. Let's see if we can get a view with Josh. What's happened? The safety car is out. I am not sure what has happened there. I will try and see. I'll try and see what has happened there with Will. There were a few drivers around him when that happened. As Tunatastic pits, I'm not sure if he had damage or anything. Comes back out onto the intermediates. The top 5 drivers, all of different teams at the minute, which is very nice to see. Lockheed now leading the Grand Prix. Taylor, the pole sitter for this race, in P3. Alex started P5, I think. Now in P2. Yeah, Alex started P5, now in P2. Let's look at some others. Glizzy, a clear great performance from him. I believe we are going to... Yep, there was contact between Tunatastic and Lockheed. I believe that must have been why Tuna pitted. He did have a pretty much fresh set of intermediates. We will be getting a comment off Will on what has happened to him. You get very close to the safety car there. So we're going to get Will into the party just to get a comment off him. If you just give me. Okay, sorry about that. We've got Will in the party. Will, if you could enable your audio, would you be able to just give us a little rundown of what happened to you to cause this safety car?
Well, I made the move to go onto the intermediate tyres and didn't manage to catch the safety car, so I was further behind. But then quite a few people decided to pit as the safety car was ending, which I didn't really understand. So then I ended up being P5, and then not had a good session, to be honest. Couldn't set a lap in quali, and Spain is not my track. So everyone's catching me, and just the mix of the wet and the dirty air, I just spun out, lost the car.
So there was nothing between you and the other cars around you. It was just basically you on pressing the throttle a little bit too early.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. You got into a very good position.
Yeah.
So
couldn't hold it.
Any idea what happened to Jacob as well?
Yeah, he had a very good start. Managed to get P5, and then he just spun, put the throttle down too early, and just don't think he could adapt to the wet quick enough. So we'll have a chat about it later.
Ferrari in the wet and in P5, not the best place for them.
No, it's a curse.
Yeah, it is. Okay, thank you very much, Will.
Okay, good luck with the rest of the stream.
Thank you. Okay, so our first mid-race driver interview. I think we'll be doing that more. That was quite a nice way to find out what happened with the incident. Definitely easy to do mid-safety car. Okay, so Ferraris both out now, no chance of them scoring points. Alfa Romeo possibly within a chance here of scoring double points. Awesome Dude, I believe, could score his first points. Let me just have a check. No, he scored 9th place at Silverstone, so it would not be his first points, but I believe... Nope, it wouldn't even be their first double points, because they both scored points at Britain. But could... excuse me. Okay, Grace adding to her retirement streak, now on 5 retirements in a row. Not the best situation for her. Alex retiring from Brazil, now running in P2. Let's hope he makes it not into enough retirements to make it a streak. And the safety car is in. Lockheed controls the pace for this restart. He's not floored it straight off. Oh, and he nearly loses it there. He's going to lose some time there, and Alex is definitely going to be in contention here. I've switched to the wrong camera. Alex is in the lead now after Lockheed very nearly spun it on the restart. Oh, and never mind, I missed that. Taylor is now in front. Taylor is back in the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. I am very sorry about that. I just had to sort something out. Okay, so where are we? Lockheed back in front of Alex now. Glizzy is holding his position in P4. Let's see what's going on a little bit further down the field. I believe Private Comet is getting very close up behind EU Drip. He is, but could he make a move down this back straight? I believe he's not going to get close enough. There are some other movements going on ahead. Callum in front of Alex. What has happened to Alex? Alex down 2 positions there, from 3 positions even, from the safety car restart. Not looking good there for him on that. Glizzy into the podium positions now. As he goes wide, Callum retakes the podium positions. As we now have both Alpha Tauris in the top 3, this is going to score them very nice points, especially with the only point scoring Haas in 10th place. Not good at all for them. Not good at all. Okay, so Alex is pitting. I believe he must have had damage off something that happened there. I'm not too sure what did happen. Yep, he had to get a new front wing. That would be damage, and Tuna pitting also. That might have been a drive-through. That is not good for Tuna-tastic. That could have just ruined his race completely. EU spun during the safety car. I did not see that. EU down in 9th place, just got past Awesome Dude, I believe. Oh, sorry, no, that was because Alex pitted. Taylor setting fastest sector time still on those tyres. This is turning out to be quite a decent race in Spain. So, let's have a look down the field now. This is a big clump of cars here. Going around the final corner. Let's see if we can see any position changes now. Let's go to the front of that queue, which is Callum. He's a little bit too far. Glizzy won't reach him. Let's see what Glizzy can do. No one can reach him. No one can reach him. And no one can reach him. They're all just out of that catching zone. Someone's got to drive that little bit faster. Okay, so unfortunately for Alex, he's at the back. Although I said it's like, otherwise, as I just heard a car locking up all the way through that corner. I am not too sure what car that was, but I heard that car do it all the way through the corner, which will not be good on their tyres. So let's see what Callum and Lockheed decide to do. Callum, if he takes the lead of Lockheed, it could result in... Callum will take the championship lead at the minute anyway, but will Lockheed and Callum make the decision to let Callum by for the sake of the Drivers' Championship? It is definitely something up for discussion at AlphaTauri, I believe. Yeah, Alex is on the mediums. He is pulling a Sebastian Vettel. What is he doing? We were talking about this before, and it seems that Alex has moved it into the game. He has literally gone from the intermediates to mediums. He's in the Aston Martin. He's literally pulling a Sebastian Vettel. We will have to see how this works out for Alex, but I can't imagine it going well. It seems to still be drizzling, and if he can't stick to the racing line, it's just not going to go well for those tyres. Okay. I've got to say, Taylor is absolutely flying. Non-stop pushing, this guy is. He is quite fuck's sake. Quite good he is at the minute. Callum. So, as we were saying, up for discussion at AlphaTauri, will Lockheed be letting Callum by if he can close the gap for the sake of the Drivers' Championship? It would definitely be up for discussion between the drivers, but that is definitely up to Lockheed. At the minute, seems that Callum is the fastest driver out of the pair. Lockheed bringing down the gap between Taylor by a few tenths. Not looking good for him. Okay, so lap 21. We are past the halfway mark for this race. Let's just see where we are at. A Private Comet looking in a good time zone for getting past the Williams. He pulled it very close there, but can he do anything off the back straight? Oh, Razek's just catching a little slide there, but can Private Comet pull it off? No, he can't. He gets pushed back further than he was before by going for that position there. Oh, another lock-up. I believe that was Private Comet. Oh, actually, I think Private Comet might be an AI. I will have to stop commentating him. As EU Drip gets a 3-second time penalty, I'm sure this is another one for him. Okay, so that's a quick look at the penalties. Glizzy, 5-second time penalty. Biostic, 6 seconds. Razex, 3 seconds. And E-Drip 6 seconds and Tunatastic 3 seconds. Tunatastic still sitting out of the points. But I'm assuming when he catches Awesome Dude, he'll make it look quite easy. And as they pit, it looks like some drivers are could be making that swap for slicks. Razek's doing the same as Alex. Alex is the first one to have made the swap to slicks. Awesome Dude making the swap to softs, going an extra step past the mediums. He will have to pit again if he's on softs. Actually, if Awesome Dude can manage those tyres, he will not have to pit again. And he will be on the faster tyre for his first stint. but Alex F1 started quite the trend here as Taylor. The race leader pits, I assume for slicks. Let's see what he chooses. As Lockheed comes in behind him, Glizzy also, Callum also, Bicyc, and he's chosen the mediums. Let's see what Lockheed has chosen. He's not quite there yet. Mediums, let's see what Glizzy's going for and what Callum going for. Oh, Callum got held up just a little bit. They're just going to stand and look at his car now. And it's the mediums for Callum also. Oh! The car's literally coming out inside of each other. That sounded terribly wrong. I'm really sorry. Okay. So, a little change of order here. RazeX into 3rd place after choosing to go onto the mediums. The first off the main pack, as there is a spin from, I believe, Private Comment, but I don't think he's racing. Yeah, looks like his AI's racing. Okay. So, not many close battles currently on track. Oh, as Glizzy has a snap of oversteer, just keeps it out the gravel, only dips, I believe it was his rear right tyre into the gravel. Very nice save from Glizzy, but lost the time that he had on Josh. Alex, the first driver to swap to the mediums, still plodding along in 12th place. EU Drip. Ooh, what happened there? Something looked like it happened. Awesome Dude slowed right down. Going past as Tunatastic went past him. That did not look quite right. Okay, both Hasses running in the incredibly low end of the points. All drivers now onto the slip tyres. Mediums looking like the favourable tyre out there. Josh and Awesome Dude choosing to move onto the soft tyres. It could work out for them if they can just keep the tyres in one piece, and that is an Aston Martin. Who is that? Is that Alex? It was Alex. Alex taking another spin around Spain. Unfortunate for Alex. Not the best. Past 2 races. Last race he retired, but in Monza he won the race. So something's been wrong with the Aston Martin driver for the past 2 races, very clearly. But still 8 laps to go. Could he make anything of that? Okay, so not any gaps on the timing screen that interest me or anything, or up for interest. But apart from that, Alex, sorry, not Alex, Awesome Dude has hit out. It looks like it's the same position where we had an incident on qualifying, and it is a snap of oversteer, very likely, and it has sent him straight into the barrier and broke his suspension. One of the only soft tyre runners of the race have gone out, as now we see the beautiful track conditions. Since the start of the race, absolutely throwing it down. Plenty of standing water on the track. So now seeing the sunny side of Spain, and perfect weather conditions for racing. As Alex goes into the pits again. What is Alex planning here? Taylor also pits. Let's see what Taylor has planned. Alex has planned on the soft tyre option, and so has Taylor. And Lockheed takes the lead. I believe RazeX could also be going on to the soft tyres. Soft tyres looking like the overall favourite now, as drivers make the most of the of the safety car, and both Tuna-tastic onto some fresh softs. Both AlphaTauri drivers leading the race, but on 2-lap old mediums. Taylor will have the speed advantage on the soft tyres, but if the AlphaTauris manage to defend, it could at this stage be a 1-2 for them. Okay, so both Hasses not looking great at the minute, very low end of the points. Not looking good at all. So currently Haas would only inherit 3 points, so they have got to sort something out. With Tuna-tastic being in the contention for this championship, this would not be good for him at all. Okay, that's front two AlphaTauris, Lockheed and Callum, will get a massive points boost ahead of Haas if they succeed in this 1-2. For the better of the Drivers' Championship, however, it could come down to Callum taking the lead of this race, but that is going to rely on Callum's speed after the safety car. If he can if Callum can show he is faster than Lockheed, it will be up for discussion. But if not, it is likely we could see a first-time winner. Taylor getting pole position and also leading a very large portion of this race. I would quite like to say most of this race. You could also see him jump a few cars at the safety car restart. Okay, as the safety car comes in this lap, making it round the final few chicanes. And we are away. Let's hope Lockheed can make a better start of it this time than he did last time. It looks like he has done exactly that. Lockheed, a brilliant restart for him. Callum in the fighting rate, Callum in the fighting range with Taylor, but can Callum bring it back around the first corner? It looks like he just could not manage it. Taylor is in the fight for the lead now with Lockheed. He has been unleashed. Josh now behind Callum. Can Josh make anything of it? He gets nice and close to him, but it doesn't look like anything will be made of it. Okay, let's have a look at the very front here. Both Hasses not making... Oh, it was Callum! What has happened to Callum there? Something has gone terribly wrong with Callum, and that is him out. He will score 0 points, massively affecting his championship campaign. that is massively unfortunate for Callum. After having track position last weekend for first place, getting it taken away because of penalties, and this week not finishing the race at all. But this week it could result in a first time winner of this league. Callum can give a quick comment in the chat saying, I binned it, mate. What have you done that for? So, no yellow flag, no safety car for that incident. My mistake. Lockheed has won before. He won in Great Britain. So, could Taylor be our first, get his first win, or at least improve on his previous podium position? As we move into the last few laps, and that is a Haas. That is a Haas of Tunatastic. And he's off big time. Okay. Although Callum... Oh, and that's... And it looks like I missed something quite spectacular there. Oh my goodness, what has happened there? That is Alex, Razex and Private Comet out. I'm very sorry, I missed that spectacular accident. What has happened there? That has brought Tunatastic and E-Drip up into some even better points, which will not be a pretty sight for Callum especially. But Private Comet saying he binned it. But we'll see. Fantastic. Heading into the pits. Is there an issue with that Haas car? Is he taking advantage of the safety car? There's nothing wrong with that Haas car. Simply swapping to a even fresher set of softs. Okay. Ah. Okay, Alex is here and he's going to give a quick comment. Happened, yeah, Alex, if you could just include your audio.
Yeah, it's done.
Alright,
Oh.
So were you involved in the incident with Razex and Private Comet?
No.
No, was this your own separate incident, or were you involved with someone else?
Just separate incident.
Okay, so do you want to tell me what happened?
Well, I got on the curb, ERS curb, do not have friends, and spin.
So...
That's really it. And we saw, the thing is, I'm still mad because we nailed the strategy and all these safety cars are just bugging up really.
Yeah, there's been quite a few.
And I went onto the mediums way too early.
Yeah,
Lockheed
maybe,
did take my wing run.
did he? Maybe 2 or 3 laps it could have worked out better for you. moving on to the mediums. Just give me 1 minute while we get a look at this restart. Lockheed in the lead. Taylor following him. It looks like Taylor's not going to get the opportunity. Down into turn 1. Josh holding his position also in P3. And there's contact at the back of the field between Glizzy and the Hasses. Glizzy missing an end plate off the side of his front wing, and E-Drip is right at the back now. Tunatastic up into P5, battling it out with Josh. He's up into P4 as of the timing sheets, batting now for third position. This could not end worse for Callum, who is also in the party now. Alright.
Hello.
Callum, would you care to just give us a quick overview of what happened? So was this this didn't involve anyone else, did it?
No.
Was it just you?
It's cold tyres, cold mediums, cold track. It was like we're perfect place right now. And also I've managed to bin it properly, so Tuna's going to get a nice championship lead now, when I could have had a P2 or P3, which is a little frustrating, but you know, we move.
Would you just like to tell me, was it up for discussion between you and Lockheed if Lockheed and you had stayed in the lead in the 1-2 positions? Was it up for discussion for you to take the lead? Was it up for you to get the maximum points out of this race?
No, not personally. We said he was in the lead, his pace was better in general. We just said keep it where it is. We weren't planning on putting me in front. I wasn't worried because of where Tuna was and then where I was. But then what happened, and now I've just told Lockheed go for it. Just full blown go for it.
Okay.
And at the moment he's looking P2, which
on the final lap,
I mean,
but within half a second of Taylor. So
do we know penalties? Can you see the penalties?
Oh, I forgot about penalties. I keep forgetting about them.
No, that's okay. I just want to know because I'm not.
Okay, so 3 seconds for
The
Taylor.
outside and bicycle.
But
Tuna spins.
No way.
Tuna has spun. Let's see if this could end any worse for Tuna. Glizzy looking like he'll get past him. No, Glizzy did not make it, and it looks like Taylor
Look, he just got 5 seconds.
has got the win on that one. Lockheed P2, Bicyc P3. Okay.
What a race, eh?
Tuna P4.
Fuck.
So, not the best
Callum, you
situation
see my strategy?
for Callum.
I might have still win. I'm just enjoying the last moments of the race. Boom.
You see the epic strategy going to mediums in the work.
He pulled a Sebastian Vettel. He tried to.
I'm taking.
Okay, so final few laps. Absolute cutscene in a bit. Thank you for your comment, both of you. Okay, so end of the race. Taylor. First wins. Thank you for your comment, Alex. First win for Taylor. I'm sorry I missed it. There was a last minute spin from Tuna, which got the excitement of Callum in the party. Alright, what a race for Spain. It was actually non-stop action there. So, Bicyc P3. Let's see if that is his best. But first, let's have a run through of the classified finishes for this. For this race. Taylor P1, first win of the season, and for MRA. Lockheed P2, not his career best finish, but definitely damage limitation for AlphaTauri. Bicyc, I believe he's had an alright finish for. This is actually his first podium finish, so that is very good for him. Tunatastic, damage limitation also for him in P4, taking the most out of Callum whilst he was. Okay, so let's just get a quick run through for this for Lockheed when he does the standings. There's quite a lot, and I don't know how much time I've got. So, sorry Lockheed, I'm going quite fast for you to probably stop on all this, but I don't want to run out of time. A lot of exceeded track limits. Once again, track limits seem to be the downfall for a lot of drivers, with most of the penalties. Okay, so that is the end of that. Lockheed, would you care to comment on any of that?
Wow.
Wow.
That was one hell of a race. It was actually
It was
interesting for once.
very interesting for Spain, I've got to agree. It was non-stop,
Yeah.
unlike last week. There was a little bit of midway between the race last week, but this race it was pretty much constant with the safety cars.
Yeah, well,
I believe it was the
As
second
always.
to last safety car. What happened on that restart?
oh, on the restart with me going all over the place.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was that's simply. I think I took the inside curb of the final corner, and when you do that, especially in the wet, it just spins the rear out. Then I'm there under pressure on a safety car restart to get the power down to go down the street and not be swallowed up by the people behind me. So I try again and again, and it just doesn't grip up whatsoever. It finally did, but
I
yeah,
think you ended up
I
in.
made contact with Alex, but
Yeah.
I've spoken to him. We both, shit happens at the end of the day. That's how it is, especially in the wet on a restart.
I managed to record the race director for you, and there is a lot there. So I'm sure you'll have fun looking at that.
Yeah, on that final safety car restart, I got a random 5-second time penalty for nothing. I don't know why I got it, so that will get taken off. So all things considered, that should hopefully put me P1.
Do you think a swap to softs could have done anything for you on that last safety car?
On the last safety car, no. I had track position, and I was not. If I'd boxed, I would have came out P3, P4, and well, probably P4 or 5, and then to risk having to overtake 3 cars to get back to where I was, didn't make sense. Considering I had the advantage of the safety car restart anyway, that's me controlling it. I can do whatever I want, so I can gain half a tenth off that, which wasn't worth the risk at all.
So you had the least amount of stops for actually anyone that finished the race. So you clearly kept your car on the track for that.
Well, I did well to keep it on the track, to be honest. I mean, if you saw me driving at any point in those final laps, I was throwing the car all over the place. It was it was messy, terrible driving, but it was fast enough at least. I was just absolutely throwing it around when it got dry, because running no traction control, it's not fun in the wet. But yeah, I did manage to keep it on track, which is always nice.
Okay, P2 for you. Now you could have got P1, and I think you would have preferred that a lot more. But it's very good damage limitation for AlphaTauri.
Exactly, that was what it was all about. With
Callum DNFing and Tuna, a very last minute spin from him, it definitely would have helped you. But I think Callum might have a lot of work to do next week.
Indeed. Well, like I said, the 5-second time penalty should hopefully be removed, because I didn't touch anyone. They touched me. So that
you had a 5-second and Taylor had a 3-second. Yeah. So if that gets removed, you would
back up there.
You would take the lead if Taylor's penalty isn't removed.
That's why I let him go at the end. In fact, I didn't let him go. I recorded the clip of the safety car 5-second, and then it lagged me back behind him. But I was going to let him go anyway. Yeah. Because it was soft, so there's no point fighting it at all. I may as well just. And when he had a 3-second time penalty, I may as well just stick within that 3 seconds. That's all I need to do.
Exactly. Well, it was quite the race.
I can't wait to watch back on the VOD.
I hope it saves.
Best do.
Okay,
Right,
so
got to nip off, speak to Taylor, so I'll see you in a bit. See you next
right,
week.
goodbye. See you next week, Lockheed. Well done. Okay, so the end of the Spanish Grand Prix, we have our first time winner with Taylor. His first win for MRA Racing. Um, some very nice points for him. I am sure he's very, very happy with himself after only being in the league for, I'd like to say, 4 races. So very nicely done from him. His first win, not his first appearance on the podium. He's only raced. This is his 3rd time racing in the league. This man clearly has got the potential, definitely for next season, if not to make up some good places in the points this season. I believe that will jump him ahead of quite a few drivers, at least. Yeah, we're looking at him getting up towards 7th in the drivers' standings, which is very good after just 3 races, and the last race he retired from. So good performance from Taylor. Then our 3rd place finisher, Bicyc. Very, very good from him. Bicic's best finish for definite, first appearance on the podium, so he's very happy with himself. But obviously it's going to come down to penalties. Obviously some safety car penalties will be removed due to drivers not having a say in if they get hit or not. So these standings could change. So same as last week, same as this week, sorry, I will update you next week on the final classification that we have. Plenty of safety cars this week, plenty of action. I told you that MRA could deliver this Spanish Grand Prix, and it was a very non-stop race, I will say. And next week we are racing in Singapore. Everybody loves a little bit of Singapore. Let's see if the Ferraris can live up to that. As well. Okay, so next week, 17th of October, we are racing in Singapore at 7:30, and the week after that, we are actually undecided at the minute because it is the actual US Grand Prix in Austin. So it's a late race for us here in the UK. So we will have to figure out what happens then, and I will let you know about that in next week's stream. But it's meant to be Belgium, so it will have to be sorted because everybody wants to see a little bit of Belgium. Right, a wonderful, good few, good about 2 hours of a stream there. So thank you all for watching. Make sure you tune in next Sunday at 7:30 for the Singapore Grand Prix. I'm sure it will be a good one. If we can make Spain a good race, I'm sure we can make any race a good race. Congratulations to Taylor, Lockheed and Bicyc on that performance. Thank you all for watching.